Very good morning, my dear friends. I am Dr. R.P. Anto Kumar, Head of Computer Science and Engineering Department of St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. Today, I am going to present a seminar on tips to make students to learn faster, deeper and better. I am giving this presentation as an abstract of whatever I learned through the internet and my 20 years of teaching experience. I hope that you all will enjoy another 30 minutes of my presentation. First, you know that it is very difficult to make current students learn faster, deeper, and better. So, it is the need of the hour for a faculty to make our students to learn faster, deeper, and better. For that, I am giving some tips today so that you can share these tips to your wards or your students so they can learn their subjects faster, deeper, and better. So, I have classified these tips into 7 categories. The first category is tips related to health. Second one is tips related to balanced life, and the next one is tips related to the perspective and focus, their perspective and focus, and the tips related to recall techniques, then the tips related to kinesthetic techniques, then the tips related to self motivation techniques, and finally the various tips related to various supplemental techniques. So we can go through one by one all these tips. So what my suggestion from my side is, so you have to share this information to your students so that they can follow these tips and they can learn the subjects very well. The first category of the tips is health tips. Here I am going to divide these tips into 4 categories. That is the tips related to reducing the stress and depression, and the next tips for shaking a leg, then food related tips, then the second part of food related tips like that. So first one, we know that the stress and depression they affect the ability to recall information and cause short-term memory losses. So you may be experience this difficulty of stress and depression. The students used to learn for the examination throughout the night. When they are coming for the examination, when they open the question paper, they may be feeling that they have forgot everything. So this is happening due to the stress and depression. So how we can avoid this stress and depression is, you have to guide the students to explore to more in white light. They have to explore more white light. Also, you can direct the students to eat fewer refined food. Nowadays, most of the food items we are purchasing from shopping malls and other shops are refined foods. So they have to avoid these refined foods. By avoiding the refined foods and by exposing more white light, normally the stress and depression will get reduced. And the second tip is, see, if the students are sitting in the classroom for more and more time, assume that each class may go for around 1 hour, and they are in the college or in the schools for around 6 to 7 hours. They are listening the lectures. So what will happen means there will be a lack of blood flow. So this lack of blood flow is a common reason for lack of concentration. So how you can give direction to the students is, if the students are sitting in one place for a while, for a long time, give direction to them to bounce or bend and flex one of their legs for a minute or two. So it will increase the blood flow, so the concentration will be regained. Then the third tip will be, nowadays there is a fancy word the students are using. I never have breakfast. So this is the this normally the female students used to say this, and they won't have breakfast and they will come to the college or the school. So in that case, what will happen means they cannot concentrate much on their studies. It is because of that a lack of protein causes headache also. After 1 or 2 periods they feel headache and they want to go to the restroom like that. So you have to insist the students to have the breakfast daily. They have to eat the breakfast daily, and they have to eat food with protein. They have to eat the food with protein, because this protein will feed our brain. So here you insist your students all must have the breakfast before coming to the college or the school. Then the final tip in this category is, if you are saying we have to eat well, but we have to cautious for the lunch. If during the lunch you have to take the minimum quantity, you have to go for eat a light lunch during the noon time, because heavy lunches have a tendency to make people sleepy. So these are the 4 tips I am giving under the category health. And coming to the second category, that is balancing. Here the first thing what I am explaining is, nowadays the students are learning or doing the memorizing for a long period of time, but it won't help much. They have to take rest, because taking rest and resetting their mind and brain will help them a lot. So it will help the students to solve high level problems. So insist the students have to have the required amount of sleep and the rest. And the second one is, if they are learning or studying for a long period of time during their study holidays, ask them to take 5 to 15 minutes of break for every hour during their study session. Also, they have to give their mind time to relax and it will absorb more information. So ask the students to take a break between their studies. And next tip is, the very important thing is, the walking will improve our brain ability. So if the students are able to walk in and around their houses, ask them to do that. Also they can arrange their surrounding, that is their study room, and it will free your creative mind. Then they must go for a short walk around the neighborhood, and it will improve their learning skill also. And the next one, change of focus. Sometimes you just don't have enough time to take a long break. It may happen on the previous day of the examination. However, you can always just change that subject of focus. Try alternate between technical and non-technical subjects, interesting and non-interesting subject. Like that they can change their focus, and it will help them to learn better, to learn deeper, and to learn faster. And coming to the third category of the tips, perspective and focus. Here the first thing, insist the student or recommend the students to do walking meditation. So it will help and it will strengthen the ability of their focus on the studies. And the second one, you know that our students having 3 property, the visual property, auditory property, and kinesthetic property. Because what is auditory property means, if someone teach them, they can understand that. What is visual property is, if they can see something, they can understand that. What kinesthetic property is, suppose they are doing or experiencing something, then you can remember that. So if a particular person born before 1980s, mostly he will be auditory. Suppose a student born between 1980 to 2000, he will be mostly in the visual category. If a student born after 2000, that is the generation Z category, Gen Z category, they will be mostly in kinesthetic property. So normally our faculty members will be in the auditory and the visual category, but our students are in the kinesthetic category. So according to that, you have to assess your students. Lot of assessing tools are available in the internet. So you have to assess the students and ask the student to, you are in this category, so you have to concentrate like this. So he is in the auditory category. What are the things you can do for remembering the topics and understanding the topics? If you are in the visual category, what are the things you can do? If you are in the kinesthetic category, what are the things you can do? Like that, you have to classify, you have to make the students to understand themselves and ask them to prepare according to that. Then the next tip will be, when they are learning, they have to focus only on whatever they are studying, not parallelly watching TV at the same time or worrying about other things. So ask them to prepare like that. Then the next category, it is a interesting tip for that. Here, turn off the lights. It is another way of focusing your mind. That is, you have to sit in a dark and you can think and you can recall whatever you learned. Otherwise, you can give some free to your mind, and so that you can prepare well after that. Then another very interesting tip will be, take a bath or a shower. I experienced this when I was doing my UG, because after the examination I will go for a bath, then I will sleep for a while, then I used to prepare for the next day's examination. So here, take a bath or shower, make our mind more receptive to recognize brilliant ideas. So these are the 5 different tips I am giving under the category perspective and the focus. And coming to the next category, that is a recall techniques tips. Here, these recall techniques may differ for many people. Many recall techniques are available in the net. Many may be taught to the students during their school days and their college days. Here, as per my observation, here I am giving 3 recall techniques. One is listen to music. That is, few students, normally female students, they like to listen music during their preparation of examination and during the recall. So this music will act as a key to open doors and recall memories. So those students can use this technique to recall their preparation, what they are prepared for the examination also. But it may not be suitable for other people. And the second tip will be speed read. Speed read will result in filtering out the irrelevant information. Here, I used to do this during my UG and PG studies. After studying the whole syllabus, I go to the content page of the textbook, and by reading the content page, I used to recall what are the content under that heading. So it will help the students to recall whatever they learned in those topics. So you can ask the students to try this. Then use acronyms. That is, this is for memorizing some topics or memorizing some terms. You can go for this acronyms. That is, mnemonics are essential tricks for remembering information. So you can ask the students to practice this. How you can practice this to the students is, during the regular class hours, you can ask them to prepare for one sentence or one concept. You can prepare acronyms for that, and you can supply to the students, and you can ask the students to do the same thing for other topics, and other topics to be concentrated well for the examination point of view. So this using the acronyms will help us to recall the topics we studied. So it is one of the important tips for to learn better, deeper and smarter and faster also. Then coming to the next category, kinesthetic techniques. Here I am classifying these kinesthetic techniques into 4 categories. The tips for the kinesthetic technique into 4 categories. That is, write, don't type, carry a notebook at all time, then the organizing, using post-it notes. So coming to the first category, normally nowadays the students are lagging to write the content in the books and all. They can learn using the laptop, they like to learn using the mobile, they like to learn using the computer, like that. But I told that these generation are Gen Z. So they have more property in the side of kinesthetic. If they can work on that, if they experience that, then only they can understand it well. So for that, you can ask the students to write. No need to type in the computer or the tablets. They may be feeling some difficulty, but if they experience this technique, then they will follow this. Because of this only, in olden days, what the faculty or the teachers used to do means ask the students to write it in the book. They will give the imposition. If you fail in a particular topic, they will give us a imposition. So we will be writing it again and again. So it will automatically memorized in your mind. So ask the students to write it, but don't type it. Then ask the students to carry a notebook with them all the times. It will be more useful for the researchers. That is, the students they are doing in the final year or doing PG. So those students, it will be very very useful, because we may be doing some project work, we may be thinking about a particular topic, but we won't get the answer for that at all time. So what you can do means, if the students can carry a notebook with them, then whenever they get some idea related to what the topic they are thinking, what the objective will be, they can note it in that book, and they can come to their working desk after some time. Then you can prepare for that also. So ask the students to carry a notebook with them always. Then the next one is organizing. Nowadays, in between the student community, this technique is lagging, because in olden days normally the teachers insist us to do this organizing. Like that, we have to insist the students to organize the topic what they are learning and arrange it, and then they can learn it well, and during the recall time they can search it and get it the information as easy as possible. Then the next one is using the post-it notes. Now these post-it notes are available in our stationery shops at cheapest price. I think one book will come around 10 to 15 rupees. It will have around 25 to 50 leaves it having. So the students may be reading their textbooks. For a particular subject, more than one textbooks will be there. So whenever they get some important topic, ask them to paste a note there, and they can write their comment there. Don't permit them to write the comment in the textbooks, because that textbook may be used by some other person in later time. So ask the students to paste somewhere there, and they can bookmark, or they can write something in that, or they can use some pencil marks there using this post-it note. This is the one of the techniques they can use. So they can remember that, they can write that, they can recall there. So it will be very very helpful for them during the recall. And coming to the sixth category, here in the sixth category is dealing with the self-motivation techniques. Always the students having the mindset, students must have the mindset that yes, I can. That is very very important. So you know that a faculty member is maybe a tutor, or also he or she must be a mentor also. So this is the very very important thing we have to do. That is our mentoring work. Through this mentoring work, you have to make the student to feel as yes, I can. That is the very very important thing. So here the first one is preparing yourself for learning. That is for our daily life. To implement this, we have to implement this. We have to prepare ourselves for the learning. So we have to reduce the distraction. At least every day we must learn for few hours. So please insist your students and make them to learn from the starting of the semester itself, to learn for few hours in each day. They may feel that during the study holidays I can prepare like that. They will be used to sell in the regular way of regular days, but it won't help them. Ask them to learn every day. There is a everyday portion they have to go through, they have to revise every day without any distractions. Then coming to the next one, they have to give credit their self. Suppose they are achieving something, normally our faculty members will be encouraging them, motivating them, congratulating them. Also, the students must have a habit of encouraging themselves. If you search some videos regarding this in the YouTube, you will be getting lot of videos there. So they can watch that. During the lack of time, I am not showing the videos here. I have a good set number of videos with me. So it will take more than 2 hours to give all those videos and this presentation in detail. So ask the students, go through the YouTube and search what are the self-motivation techniques. Lot of videos are there. They can watch it, they can experience it. Like that, they have to follow that also. So encourage the students to browse and go through that and follow that in their life. Then motivate yourself. Always there is a word that impossible, but everyone used to say that we the process used to say that we can make the word impossible to the possible. That I am quoting here. Yeah, we have to make the mindset to the student that it is possible by their hard work. So you can ask them to do hard work and give their confidence that it will be possible for them. Then next one, ask the students to set goal. It is very important during the starting of their course, that is during the first year. During the first year, after they are completing their schooling, they are coming to the college. So during the first year itself, you have to ask them to set their goal. So you can ask them to set their goal and how you are planning like that. So it will be self-motivate them. It will self-motivate them and they will be planning according to that, and ask them to keep the goal on the table or in front of their study table, so that continuously they will be looking into that, and it will promote them to move towards their goal. Then the next tip will be think positive. Always they have to think positive. Normally what will happen means, if they have some negative thinking, what will happen means the students will get depressed on that. So always promote or always motivate the students to think positive whatever happen, and it will automatically promote them towards the success. And the next thing is, you have to make the students to understand that every skill is learned, because every skill is learned. Once they set their goal, it is likely as achievable as it is believable. They have to believe. First they have to set their goal, then they have to believe that they can achieve that, then they have to proceed towards that. For that they have to work hard also. Without working, they cannot achieve their goal and they cannot be a successful person. So please motivate the students to fix their goal and ask them to believe on that, and they have to proceed with that with their hard work. The next one is, they have to prepare their self, because in a group, in a peer group, there are a lot of peoples will be there. Not everyone in our life will be a well-wisher of our self-improvement and learning plans. There may be lot of people may be disturbing you. So we have to conscious in that we have to avoid the distraction from other people. We have to avoid the distraction from our goal, because we may be setting our goal in the first year itself. So we have to avoid from that distraction, and we have to prepare ourselves to achieve our goal. Then the final one is, we have to constrain ourselves, because what will happen means, till 12th standard or till the end of the schooling, the parents will be monitoring their wards. When the wards are coming, when the students are coming to the college, there won't be much monitoring by the parents. They will be getting some freedom. They will be getting some freedom. So sometimes this freedom may affect the students, may be misleading the student. So the freedom may be sometimes a scary thing. So we have to constrain ourselves by giving ourselves deadline, and we have to finish our work. That's the thing. Then coming to the final category of the tips, supplemental techniques. Here first thing is read as much as you can. So only in all the education institution, the government as well as the management giving more concentration on library. But now what is happening? If you go to the library, only few people will be there in the library. So you have to make the students to go and read in the library. If you say this to the students, they may be having an exemption that I will read through the internet, sir, I will read to the laptop, I will read to the tablet, I will read to the mobile. But it won't help much. If they read the books, then it will help them much. So ask the students to go to the library and read as much as they can. Then the second one is cross-pollinate your interest. So this is a group discussion. More students may be having same interest. So what is the role of our faculty is you have to group those students together so that what they can do means they can cross-pollinate their interest. So we have to make a platform, we have to create a platform for that. If the students felt it is easy and interesting, then they will stick on that and it will give them success. And the next one is learn another language. It is very, very important. If you learn some other unknown language, it will create interest in you and it will create a good experience, a good confidence, and it will lead you towards the success. So ask the students to learn some other new language whenever it is possible. Then one more thing, very, very important thing. First they have to learn how to learn. See, to learn faster, deeper, lot of techniques are available in the internet. So they can go through the internet. Now most of my lectures I am using YouTube, one of the resource channel. So from there ask the students to search, learn 10 times faster. Lot of videos are there, but no need to stick on fully on the content of that video. Whichever point is applicable to them, they can get those points, and whatever points is not applicable for their character, for their nature, they can omit that also. So ask the students first to learn how to learn. Then the next very, very important thing is learn what you know first, and from that you can learn what you don't know. That's the thing. So initial start from whatever you know, from that you have to learn whatever you don't know. So it will create an interest in that. Then the next one is learn how to effectively do multitasking, because nowadays, in olden days, normally the corporate or the company needs a single talented persons. But now what is happening means all the companies or all the employees need multi-talented employees. So you have to practice this multitask or multi-talenting from the education itself. And the next one is you have to think holistically. Normally, the students having a tendency that whatever the tutor or whatever the teacher teaching is enough for them, but it is not enough. It is a cream of the thing the teacher learned from outside and the textbook. But if you want to grow more, you have to think holistically and you have to think out of box. If you violate this thing, what will happen? You have to think about that and study about that. Then you have to use the right type of repetition to your advantages. That is, you have to think something apply something, think after the thinking you can apply it in somewhere, and you can experience it, and after experiencing you can go for the reflection, again this cycle again it will start. So this thing you can do that, so it will help to teach learn better for your requirement. Then the next one is, we need the necessary tools for learning. We need the necessary tools for learning. So it is very very important. So without the necessary tools, though, don't go for that. Then the final thing is, learn critical thinking, because nowadays this is very very important to understand the topics and to enjoy the topic, to enjoy the studies, enjoy the learning. This critical thinking is very very important. See here, the step 1 will be remembering. I know that you are aware of this. Step 2 will be the understanding. Step 3 will be applying. Step 4 will be analyzing. Step 5 will be evaluating, and step 6 will be creating. So during the step 1, that is a remembering, the student have to be able to recall verbs, noun, adjective, adverbs, theorems, etc. Then during the step 2, student can ask and answer question in set formats, and also describe things and situation. Make the students to raise the questions and find out the solutions. So that can be happened at the step 2, that is the understanding phase. Coming to the step 3, motivate the students to apply it somewhere. That is create their own description and question and answers of the subjects. That you can do in the step 3, that is applying. Then the step 4 will be analyzing. They give the students the ability to be able to describe and compare the certain subjects. And step 5 will be have students swap their step 4 masterpiece with other students. That is a discussion. So that is a discussion and evaluating. Then in the step 6, you can have students collaborate in pairs or groups. They can develop their own projects, and they can achieve that. They will get a satisfaction, and with that they can learn their topics well. So this is the points I thought to discuss with you. So if you understand this, and if you share this information to your students, and if you make them to follow all these points, then you can make your students to learn faster, deeper and better. I thank all of you for your patient listening for 30 minutes for my presentation. And now if required, we can have a discussion on this. Thank you very much.